I hope that you enjoy our videos, and please press like. It'll help us a lot. Our total focus in our newsletter is speculation, not politics. When we have situations where political impacts affect how we speculate, we want to be able to mention that. But I want to make sure that we all know we have no intention of recommending any person or any political party for the purposes of politics. That is not our intention at all. I have for some time been concerned about the budget for the fiscal year 2026, which ends at the end of September. This year, as you know, the process for getting a budget hopefully will move back to normal, which is to say that the House and Senate will be looking to pass not one, but 12 separate budgets for various sectors of the economy and various sectors of the government. And getting that done, I think, is a big plus. But we need to also, in my opinion, to have a good year in 2026, restrain as far as possible the size of the budget overall, because currently we're still running at close to a $2 trillion deficit and $38 trillion in national debt and other areas of major debt. And so those have a constant concern in my mind that they could drive up interest rates and push down the economy, get us into a recession, break the stock market. All of those are still issues that the budget has an impact on. My hope is that the GOP House and Senate will be able to cut the budget from what it has been up to now. Now, I know that there's been a recent hope, I would call it hope rather than fact, that the Trump administration will have a major increase, $500 billion, I think, which would be like a major increase over the Pentagon budget. My opinion is, I don't think they're going to get it. Even if the Republicans are in a strong position because of other policies, I think the size of the deficit is such an overwhelming negative long term that major increases in the government budget, whether in the Pentagon or, for example, there was just a vote in the House to have a much bigger increase in the budget for various areas of science, and the House, with some support from Democrats, were able to put back into the science budget what the Trump administration has called for, which I believe is something like a 20% decrease. Those are types of things that even if the House were to vote on that, which they did, it's unlikely, in my opinion, that those kind of increases will happen for anything. By contrast, I'm hopeful that the health budget, the overall cost of health, can, as a result of what RFK Jr. has done, which I approve of, have a more efficient use of dollars for health, perhaps in part due to some of the frauds exposed in places like Minnesota. So putting it all together, I think the idea of any major increases in the budget are slim to none, and my hope is that we can actually get a cut in the budget despite the hopes of, let's call them the neocons, to pump up the Pentagon. If you want a copy of my book, The Speculator's Mosaic, just check below, or it can also be bought on Amazon. It's important that you all should know I make no claims to be something that what my advice is going to be worth anything. Anyone should do their own work. And I also have had history since 1975, a number of major mistakes as a result of which I've had considerable volatility in my results. And so therefore, once again, do your own work.